With barely 3 weeks left before Kibra decides in a by-election, the ongoing campaigns have turned ugly. Only yesterday, Jubilee Party candidate McDonald Mariga's campaign car was vandalized. This morning, a group of youth attempted to storm into the PCA church in Kibra, hurling stones where Jubilee lawmakers were attending a church service.
Tumeshangaa sana tukiwa hapa, tunasikia kuna vijana wa ODM ambao jana walitusumbua, jana wakapiga mawe Mheshimiwa Mariga mpaka wakaumiza hata vijana wake na kuharibu gari yake. Leo tulipoingia hapa tumesikia pia vijana wametufuata hapa nje.
Jana tulipigwa na wana ODM, walitupiga na mawe, na sasa hivi watoto wakiwa hapa nikasema hao watu walikuwa wanapiga watu mawe, wangekulia kwa kanisa au wangefanya jambo kama hiyo.
Jubilee lawmakers saying they will write to the IEBC demanding disqualification of the ODM candidate from the race for flaunting election rules.
Watu wa Kibra ni watu wa amani. Kwa hivyo Simba Arati waache tumbo joto sababu ya huyu Mariga.
ODM MPs were quick to dismiss the claims of violence.
Jana tulisikia ile timu nyingine walijiorganize wakavunja gari yao wakajipiga, si kweli? Alafu wakaenda police station kuriport ati ni watu wa ODM ndio waliwapiga, si hivyo?
Mnasema eti mimi niliambia vijana wapige gari. Hatutaki fujo. Lakini kama unataka fujo, sisi tuko.
Kuchokozwa kama vile nimeona jana hapa. Watu wanachoma gari yao wenyewe na wanasema ODM ndio wanafanya. Sasa wajitayarishe kwa vita yenyewe.
ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi leading campaigns in Laini Saba grounds condemning the violence in Kibra over the ongoing by-election.
Na Bwana Ruto ajue hiyo ni nyumba ya serikali. Imejengwa.
Mchana hapa mnauziwa vyama ingine, ati Owalo, ati Mariga, lakini ikifika usiku Owalo, Mariga wanaenda Karen.
Police this evening confirmed the death of one man who was ran over by a campaign cars near Yaya Center. The man was reportedly hanging on another campaign vehicle from which he fell before being ran over by another. With the November 7th date for the Kibra by-election fast approaching, the political tensions in Kibra have hit their record high, with rival political parties crisscrossing the constituency to hunt for votes. Stephen Leto, Citizen TV. Kibra constituency, Nairobi County.
All right, so after the celebrations of Kenya's performance over the weekend in races abroad, that sad news of the loss of a life and of course polarizing politics as the Kibra by-election draws nearer and nearer. November 7th is the date. Honorable Ekango, let me just start with you because up until now, I'm not sure Third Way Alliance have a candidate in the by-election.
No, we made it clear and sent Stephen to the newsroom that he shall not be fielding.
You shall not be fielding.
Yes.
Why do you think our political contest, this is an isolated one, are so polarizing? Because that's what comes to mind when you look at that. You wonder now how, what sort of a general election now looks like with races like that across the country.
First of all, Oiga, let me start by saying that I think political parties must comply with the requirements of Article 91, basic requirements of political parties. And one of them is to ensure that they uphold national unity. What I've seen happen in Kibra is not upholding national unity. The IEBC itself also must ensure that they comply with the general principles of conducting that election, which they must ensure that the election is free and fair and devoid of violence, intimidation, and corruption. I've also seen allegations of corruption and voter bribery in Kibra. That is a recipe for chaos, and we must be very careful when we are approaching as such. But to go back to your question, the issue in our politics is ethnic mobilization, where people can decide to own a constituency and they say it is our people that are the majority here and it is our people that must be elected. That is not the principle of democracy. It's not. You must give people an opportunity and a chance to elect whoever they wish. In Kibra, we have also seen leaders coming out and calling each other names. That is not the conduct the expectation of conduct of a leader as per the constitution. It is not, because that authority that they are given, they must exercise in a certain manner that respect the people, respect the constitution, and respect the office they hold. They don't do that. I am very afraid that the Kibra by-election is being used as a litmus test to the coming 2022 election. It is very dangerous. The people of Kibra today have a perfect opportunity to elect a leader that they want, a leader that will sort their problems. The issues in Kibra are known, and they are best known by the people of Kibra because they are the people who reside there. They have the perfect opportunity to elect that leader that they think will sort those issues. That leader is among the people contesting. But look at how it has been positioned. It has been positioned for the Kenyans to believe that it is a contest between two political leaders, which is imaginary. 2022 is very far. In fact, we don't even know if some of us will be there. It's only God who knows. What they have to do now is to fix the issues of Kibra. That is all. How do they do it? IBC must do their job. Political parties must do their job.
Do you think the issues, and you've raised an interesting point, the issues of the people of Kibra are being watered down by the kind of polarizing competition we are now seeing?
I think so.
Do you think the voice of the ordinary Kibra resident is being heard?
Because if you look at what the politicians are speaking about on the political podium, it's not the issues that are affecting the people of Kibra. It's not the issue of decongestion. It's not the issue of roads. It's not the issue of water. It's the issue of which politician said what, and we must use this podium to castigate him or her. That is wrong. They must give people of Kibra hope by telling them that the person that we want you to elect is so and so because he will do 1, 2, 3. I don't want to talk much about the issue of Kibra because for us we are not fielding, as you are aware. But I wish that the leadership of the political parties that are participating in the Kibra by-election would rethink and think about the people of Kibra, the suffering they're undergoing. What are the solutions they're bringing on board? Not what political rhetorics they're bringing on board. You saw one of the leaders stand and say that there are people who in the morning they're here, in the evening they're there. I mean, is that helping the people of Kibra? The other one said that this is our bedroom, you cannot allow you, and if you want violence, we can unleash violence. That is hate mongering. In fact, if I were IBC today, I would start investigating to ensure that all those political parties comply with the requirements of Article 91, comply with the IBC Act.
Okay, fair enough. Senator, come in.
I think it's whatever is happening is sad. But in my view, what I must say is that it is not always right to say we cannot maintain the status quo. I think what is happening in Kibra, people know that seat has always been an ODM seat. There are those people who are against handshake, which is some of our colleagues in Jubilee. And they don't know what the handshake has done to this country. So I think if you really want to affect the handshake and the stability that it has been able to help our economy maintain, then you go and affect it in Kibera. I don't believe that ODM supporters went and vandalized Jubilee vehicles and billboards for Mariga. I think what is there is that, you know, in politics is a very dirty game. I remember seated here, I told Mariga, you are venturing into uncharted territories for you. You're a sportsman, stay in sports. You're the one who told us here that politicians talk much. And what? And sportsmen do what?
Don't talk much.
Don't talk much,
but do a lot.
Do a lot.
On the field.
You know, so when he is now in that field of politics, he realizes that in this politics, it is not black and white. My colleague will tell you here that when you go to parliament, whatever you see as white or what you see as black is the opposite. So I think, in a nutshell, let us be very honest. What is happening, the allegations being levied against Simba Arati. Simba Arati has always been seen as an enemy of the state. But Simba Arati is a fair gentleman. He's a very cool guy, by the way. Sankok will tell you, and they're together in parliament, that Simba Arati is a cool guy. So all those allegations.
You have proof that.
Do they have proof that he was the one who...
Shouldn't you leave it then to the police to investigate?
Then I think we should not be quick to point fingers. You know, we should not be quick at pointing fingers. I do not believe that a honorable member of parliament, Simba Arati, who supports the handshake entirely, can be able to marshal people to go and attack Jubilee's vehicles. Because, you know, in its entirety, it is still Jubilee. Whether or not they are divided in between, but it is still the political party. So since we formed the handshake together, I honestly thought that Jubilee would respect and not field a candidate in Kibera, because you're Uchokozi. So what is there is that I want to urge the people of Kibera to maintain the status quo. You know, the candidate we have has always been supporting them. All those projects in Kibera, he's the one who has been undertaking them. So really, you know, there's no way. And I agree with the Secretary General for, is it Punda Mechoka ama nini? Funguza Mzigo. That I think, you know, the citizens of Kibera's issues have got to be addressed. They know what is good for them.
Has ODM done a survey?
And that is the reason why you have not seen me going there to campaign for our man. Because I believe that they know how much ODM has done for them. You know? So by me going there, well, I'll be standing with the party, but it will be diluting, you know, really the essence of them electing the person who has been supporting them. And I think that's an ODM territory. And at the end of the day, you know,
is that the issue? That's the issue that he's raising, this term of ODM territory.
Yeah.
And you've traveled widely.
Yes, I have.
That a political party can say it owns an area.
Yes.
Think of America, where a party says we
Which
own
is very
and
true.
will do anything.
But it is very true. Let me tell you, in America, and I'm glad you brought it, there are red states and there are blue states.
But that doesn't stop.
Whether you like it or not, it doesn't stop other
from attempting.
It doesn't. But the fact remains that that is a territory which has already been marked. There's no way you can be able to change the status quo. It has to be maintained.
Okay, what do you mean there's no way you can change?
Because
we've seen Trump taking seats that were previously not
Trump.
Republican,
not Trump.
For example.
Not Trump. It is not Trump. It is a congressman. So if you're talking about the individual people going out there and doing it, it's completely different. Because Trump, the election of a president in the U.S. is on electoral college. So it's completely different from what we have here.
Yes.
But we've got two fundamental problems in this country. One is we as a country, we're so young. And let us not lie to each other. We politicians, we bribe voters. That is a fact. You know, we do bribe voters. That is one.
Well, are you willing to testify to that before the police or the IBC?
No,
because maybe that's where you should.
I'm not saying that, oh, somebody is bribing, but I'm saying in totality, we are a culture, you know, that willingly accepts bribes. We are a corrupt nation. So we cannot run away from that fact. Number two, one of the most fundamental issues is that the problem we are facing right now as a country is that we are adopting into this populist movement, you know, whereby, oh, whatever we think is good, whatever a particular class of politician think is good, whether it is good for us, we just go for it and we stamp and say our approval on it. I think we need to take a seat back.
Take a seat back.
And then say, what are our issues in Kibera? You know, are these politicians addressing them? Can we allow the people who have always been here, you know, to be able to come and talk to us about them? You know what happened in Kiambu?
Briefly, yes.
What happened in Kiambu when the current governor left Waitito? He was an MP in Nairobi, right? Then he left Nairobi, he went to Kiambu, you know? And because the people wanted change then, and because the political party also wanted to bring somebody else and destroy the former governor, people went with that populist move. So I really think we need to take a step back and look at the issues so that those people of Kibera can be able to be elevated from their poverty.
Honorable Gachagua.
I think Wahiga, our senator here, our senior colleague from the Senate, and the ODM people are living in denial. Those politics of territories have been overtaken by events. And saying this is an ODM territory is far-fetched. He knows in Ugenya the other day. Ugenya is in Siaya, not even in Nairobi. ODM lost, you know? They are new voters who don't care about ethnic loyalties, about party loyalties, about who fought for independence, who fought for second independence. They don't care. It's a new generation of voters, the internet generation. They are looking at issues that concerns them. What is happening in Kibera? I was here yesterday.
You were part of the speeches that
I went to church in PCA. I'm PCA myself. And I was in Nairobi, and
I don't know why your colleagues are laughing at
I'm PCA.
As you declare your religious affiliation.
Go ahead. So I went to church, And there's a lot of excitement in Kibra. You know the reason why? These guys, for the last 30 years, have never been given a choice. They have been herded like sheep to make a certain decision. What the senator is talking about, territory, somebody's bedroom. There has been 21 years of total neglect. No toilets, no roads, no nothing. The prospect of them being allowed to make a choice is very exciting. And there's a lot of excitement. In fact, even if Jubilee does not win this seat, to me, is a victory. That Jubilee can hold big rallies in Kibra is a big victory for democracy in this country. You know, an area that Senator is saying is their territory, but there's campaign going on, ANC is there, Jubilee is there, there's a lot of vibrancy. And I can tell you, the people are so excited that people are asking them for votes. This is a lot of excitement because that has never happened. They were being told, you go into this direction, this is somebody's bedroom, you have no choice. The fact that they have been allowed to look around and see who is good for them and what is good for them is very nice for them. And I must say this, let the people of Kibra.
Let the people of Kibra
choose the person they want, who can take care of their interest, you know, without telling them this is somebody's bedroom, this is this territory. That territory cannot help anybody. It cannot put food on the table. The senator is saying that the handshake, of course, has brought a lot of prosperity. If you look at this nation today, from page 36, auctions, 37 auctions, 38 auctions, 39 auctions, 40 auctions, 41. The other day, a leading newspaper held a party for auctioneers because of the business they have brought the newspaper in terms of auctioning people's property, you know? And we are being told that since the handshake came, business environment is very good.
And you're giving Jubilee B+.
No, I'm just saying, business is so good that since the handshake, there's a lot of business, people are able to do business. When I look at this newspaper, this has never happened. You know?
You don't see that.
So let us, as we talk about the handshake, it is good in as far as it has brought down the political temperatures. But handshake did not mean we kill democracy. It does not mean that we don't field candidates. And that is why we are very happy as Jubilee, because we made a mistake in Embakasi South. Our voters, our supporters in Jubilee were unhappy
that we did not have
a candidate. Yet we are a national party. We are a national party that is represented in every part of this country. And people are trying to argue that if we put a candidate in Kibra, the handshake will get broken. How fluid is this handshake, Maura? That by simply doing what democracy purports, by being democratic, by allowing people to compete, can break the handshake. Just how fluid is it?
Okay, I want us to think about that question as we take a break. Sankok, I'll allow you to talk after the break. I don't want to cut you off before we take that break. Let's take a quick break now.